The Ki-61 is a proof that sticking German-made anything into an average Japanese plane can turn it into an almighty Imperial death machine of full Honorabru. This tier 3 Japanese army fighter is equipped with an 1155 horsepower inverted V12 engine known as the Kawasaki Ha-40, a licensed variant of the German Daimler-Benz 601, which powered the early variants of the Bf-109 series of fighters. In this guide, however, we will be focusing on the penultimate modification of the first series of this aircraft, the Hien variant. This version of the Swallow holds a rather high battle rating of 5.0 in realistic battles, which is 2 points higher than the Otsu modification that sits in the middle of tier 2. The reason for this is its swing-mounted armament, a pair of the mighty and much-feared MG-151 German bias launchers carrying 150 rounds per gun, which take the place of the Browning-derived Ho-103 machine guns of the previous variants. However, it keeps 2 of these 50 caliber carrot launchers mounted behind the engine firing through the propeller, which means you must turn on vertical targeting to ensure that your full salvo of currywurst served over rice will hit the target at the set convergence, of which 4 to 500 is recommended to ensure maximum distribution of the Emperor's will. Going into flight performance, the Ha-40 is capable of bringing the Swallow to a respectable 591 km per hour at 5,000 meters. And unlike the French-derived Soviet piece of shit cake VK-105 engine discussed last time, it has war emergency power and is capable of getting just enough oxygen at altitudes well above 5,000 meters without severe performance losses. However, the engine may overheat at full throttle to 105 degrees Celsius at low altitudes on maps with warmer climates, and it will begin to boil off its green tea flavored coolant if war emergency power is engaged for any long periods of time. In the maneuverability department, the Ki-61 is a jack of all trades, but it is definitely not a shitty street racer playing Eurobeats dancing para style 24/7. Because it combines the finest Nippon steel folded 1,000 times with strong European style construction, it can be considered an all-purpose fighter, capable of not only the stereotypical turn and burn tactics that other Japanese fighter aircraft rely on just to stay alive, it can also utilize energy fighting tactics to great effect. This style of combat relies less on the initial altitude of the engagement but instead relies more on quick acceleration and the ability to make short zoom climbs and dives to harass your opponent, along with going into well-planned maneuvers that drain them of their speed and momentum, while preserving your own and in effect sets them up to get shot down. Overall, the Ki-61 can be flown in any fashion against anything that opposes the Empire, either as an almighty low-altitude dogfighter against all the things, or in a more reserved, high-flying role where it can use its German bias launchers to effectively slice apart attack aircraft and medium bombers in a single pass. It can also carry stones for supporting friendly ground forces in combined battles, carrying a maximum payload of 250 kg stones that can be used to single out a dishonorable opponent with swift impunity.
Shame for this.
It's now time to discuss modules and pilot skills. First, unlock fuselage repair and radiator, along with new belts for the Emperor's carrot launchers. Then, go for the first set of survivability and performance mods, so that you can get to new belts for the cannons as fast as possible, as both sets of stock belts will make you commit Sudoku with their incompetence against the enemy. Once that is done, go for the rest of the performance and weaponry mods, with new cannons being the priority over the machine guns. Only then should you concern yourself with the stones, if you wish to have strike fighter capabilities. As for logistical services, make sure that you are on favorable terms with the Japanese High Command, along with checking on whether or not your crew chief is able to requisition replacement parts from the local Mauser and Kawasaki dealers in a timely manner. For pilot skills, you must train your pilot to be the very best, and not just the best, but the strongest, with ample amounts of G tolerance. And this is how you fly the Ki-61 Hien. Now get out there and spread glorious imperialism in the name of His Majesty the Emperor Hirohito.
Gotcha, bitch!